Good job, Terry.
Some hyperventilation there. Stress,
You gotta love
anxiety, all the
technology.
time. Everybody watching.
Yes. You are.
Hey, we are live, Larry.
Ready to go?
Yes, we are.
I'd like to call the meeting to order. Roll call and establish a quorum, please, Allison.
Buck,
Present.
Norris. Here. Rigdon.
Here.
Rothgeb.
Here.
Stolik.
Here.
Mr. President, we do have a quorum present.
Thank you. So flag salute and a moment of silence.
Where's the flag? Well, get out of the way. That's pretty gross.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible,
With
liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, agenda item number 4, reports and presentations. CTSO contest results.
That's the video, Terry.
That's gonna be.
Yes, let me share my screen. I did the right one.
Holy mackerel.
Is honored to be able to present scholarships each year in remembrance of a former member, Rebecca Needham Anderson. Rebecca was a HOSA alumna and a nurse who tragically lost her life after rushing to the aid of those injured in the 1995 Oklahoma City Murrah building bombing. Join me in watching this brief video about Rebecca's incredible life. Rebecca didn't have to be there. Her heroic actions were indicative of the completely selfless person that she was. These scholarships are made possible through the generosity of Rebecca's family and friends. This year, we are proud to present $500 scholarships to the following host members. Secondary Division, congratulations to Zoe Newman from Kayamiji, Addison Swanson from Francis Hill Technology Center, Kevin Hadari from Francis Hill Technology Center, Kylie Sheets from Pioneer Technology Center, and Ruth Simon from Francis Hill Technology Center. The post-secondary collegiate division, congratulations to Lily and Quinn from Pontific Technology Center. In addition to these scholarships, each year, members of the Oklahoma Hosa family run in Rebecca's honor at the OKC Memorial Marathon. For more information, visit memorialmuseum.com. At this time, we're excited to be able to release the results of many of this year's recognition events. HOSA's recognition events program allows students to be recognized for their contributions to their chapters and communities. Recognition at state level in any of these events qualifies a member to apply for recognition at state's International Leadership Conference planned to occur in Houston.
I'm Dana Willoughby, and I am proudly serving as your post-secondary state secretary. I am attending Pioneer Technology Center in the cosmetology program. Welcome, Skills USA members. I am so glad we can still come together and celebrate each other's achievements despite the fear and confusion that is going on today. Now, I hope you guys are excited as I am to find out who the well-deserving award winners are and your new secondary state officers. Have fun and enjoy. Now, we will announce the Skills USA Oklahoma Advisor of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, help me congratulate the 2020 Skills USA Oklahoma Advisor of the Year is Ethan Murphy. Congratulations, Ethan Murphy, and to all the Advisor of the Year finalists. Now, your state chaplain, vice president, and parliamentarian will announce the Chapter of Excellence program winners. Now we will recognize the 4 chapters that reached the level 2 silver. Pioneer Technology Center. Their AM chapter president is Morgan Fort Camp, PM president is Braden Hicks, secretary is Dana Willoughby, and their advisor is Ms. Kayla Randall. Activities that helped Pioneer Technology Center reach the silver level were hosting a campus-wide fall festival, organizing the first annual holiday market and with handcrafted items created by students and staff to raise $5,600 for student organization events, and organizing a campus shop safety and cleanliness project. 2021 high school state officer is officer.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2020-2021 Skills USA Oklahoma State Officer Team.
I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the water and create many ripples. Skills USA has taught me that any opportunity given is the chance to do something great for yourself, for your community, and even for the world. And to be a great leader, you must first become a great servant. You will be surprised at how many hearts you touch and people your influence can reach. I challenge you to understand and show that your actions speak far louder than any words you may say.
So because we had to finish the year virtually, they had to finish contests virtually. So it's nice to see all of our students continuing to participate in those events. We again have a new state officer, Lexi officer. And our chapters were recognized in several different of the CTSOs for their work. We have some excellent advisors that are really engaging our students and getting them to participate in these leadership activities. So we're really proud of our students and all that they've accomplished.
Is she related to Carrie officer?
Yes, Carrie's daughter.
Oh, really? Okay. Miss Willoughby is charming.
Yes, she is. She did a great job with that.
Yeah, she did. Wow.
As a career.
Good job. Good job.
Okay, awesome. Larry's still muted, Terry.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
There we go.
So are we ready for the Blackwell Gateway report?
Yes, we are. And Terry will get Carrie connected again with via video. Welcome.
Hello.
Glad to
Hi,
have you
Carrie.
back this year to talk about your program, Carrie.
Man, what a crazy time it has been. It was a very good year until spring break, and then it was like, what in the world just happened? So I'm going to share real quick there we go. Let me share this real quick. So this is my data for the year. Last year when I came in, I was fighting my numbers really bad because they had doubled up on core. On English, they reading class and a language arts class for 8th grade. So that really cut me down, and 7th grade. So that really cut my numbers down. So this year, I was back in full swing. So my 8th graders, we started off, I did some .org with them to do some computer science with them to get them interested in seeing some things. So in that class, I had 21 students that were 8th graders, and I had one section of 8th grade this year. And then we had started second semester, we had started the medical detectives because I wanted that to tie into, once again, biomed. We had started doing medical detectives. That's also when we change, kids go into lab or come out. So my numbers dropped a little bit there. But there were 71 total 8th graders. And this is a course that they actually get to choose because by now they have their elective choices. And so I had a good set in my class to do medical detectives. My robotics class has been mixed in the second year of robotics class. So I used the PLTW curriculum also tied in with VEX. I had 22 across the board, both. It was a year long, but once again, some came out and some came in. So I had some new students that started the semester, but I stayed at 22. I combined that with 7th and 8th grade population, which is 153. And so they came through there well. My 7th grade, I actually got to have 2 classes of 7th grade. So I had 13 in each class of the 82 students. They did magical electrons and oh, my column fell off there. I had electrons, and then we had started flight in space with aerospace for the second semester, but I had the same exact students. None of them left. And so I had 26 of the 80. And then finally, I do my Explo rotation, which is the number of students. They all come through. I had like 3 or somewhere else get to come to me, but so I get to see all the 6th graders in 4 rotations. And so I feel really terrible for this last group. Probably one of the things that they look forward to, and they had me for a whole 4 solid days before they didn't have me anymore. So pretty sad numbers there. I seen one of my students, so I know, I actually talked to him the other day. He was doing automotive. And I couldn't get with Miss Smith to get that number of the office to find out how many students that I have going to Pioneer Tech currently, but it's just been crazy. And then once again, robotics and since biomed was gone, I didn't have that number. And then I had 12 students that were doing TSA and then 12 students that were doing robotics. So individually, so we were setting pretty good. We had 3 competitive robotics teams this year, and it's just been crazy. But it was a good year. I had a lot of students, and I really enjoy, especially having my own child. That's been and I was robbed of the rest of this semester with him, but I really enjoyed having him in class. So,
Well, Gary, did you do virtual classroom with your students after the lockdown?
Okay, so Blackwell, we did things a little bit differently, which I actually took a pre-algebra class. So I gave my students the option. They could either do paper packets or they could do online learning. And I use IXL for math. And so for my gateway class, I did not want to just give my kids a bunch of boring news articles to read. So I challenged my kids with different activities each day, engineering activities. Whether that was like the first one I did was a cloud in a jar where they put ice cubes in some hot water and spray into there and watch the condensation of it, and then release the vapors into the air. So I came up with like 20 different engineering activities that they could do for that. So they went back, and that was where and then they sent me the videos. So I did a lot of engineering challenges with them. So.
I see.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anybody else?
I'm so weird. I usually bring students and everything else, and it's just weird. So
It's been a unique end to the year for us as well, Carrie. And I know that, switching gears at the very tail end of the year to an online delivery or some variation thereof has been a big challenge, but I applaud you for making it engaging for your students. And we just appreciate what you do. And thank you for sharing with us about this year.
well, thank you. I appreciate you guys and all that you do. I've been working on building tables. I got a grant, so I'm building actually tables for my classroom right now. So I have that project going on, and so that's been fun. But I wanted to update my classroom and get some more like laboratory tables in my classroom so that the kids can be more engaged in that. So that's what I've been doing with my spare time.
Well, thank you. We appreciate it.
All right. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you, Carrie.
Agenda item number 5, discussion and vote to approve or not approve the minutes of the April 14th, 2020 Special Board of Education meeting.
I'd make a 2020 Special Board of Education meeting.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes of the April 14th, 2020 special meeting. Roll call, please.
Buck,
Yes.
Norris,
Yes.
Rigdon,
Yes.
Rothgeb,
Yes.
Solik.
Yes.
Okay, agenda item number 6, discussion, review, and vote to approve or not approve the financial reports, activity fund report, and enhancing change order list, general fund, building fund.
I'd looked through these pretty hard again and had a couple of questions that they answered. The encumbrances that kind of, the big encumbrances were those that we had approved in the March meeting and the April meeting, and I'd kind of forgot about what we had done. So certainly got those answered.
Yeah, I did the same thing, JD.
You know, I kind of forgot that we were going to do that HVAC stuff before we put the new expansion on, so we can upgrade those and get to them easier. That was I believe in the April meeting, and then going back to the March meeting was with the big list of items that the staff had asked for and the administration had gone through, and well, some of them were on hold, some of them, the majority of them were approved. So looked at the encumbrance report. We're encumbering, we're not encumbering any more than we have the legal rights to do. So if anybody doesn't have any other questions, I would move to approve the financial reports and the activity fund report and the encumbrance change order listing.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the financial reports, activity fund report, and the encumbrances. Did you lose me?
No,
Hello? Hello?
We're
I
good.
can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Need a roll call?
Roll call?
Buck,
Yes?
North,
Yes.
Rigdon,
Yes.
Rothko,
Yes.
Solick.
Yes.
Agenda item number 7, administrative reports and anticipated discussion by the board and staff regarding facilities, district policy issues, community issues, and/or personnel or student needs. Tracy?
Okay, well, we're settling into kind of this, I've heard called the new reality. We've got lots of Zoom meetings. That seems to be the meeting availability for most of us. Even if we're somewhat in the building together, we will join in meetings via our own connectivity in our offices. So we're not having a lot of face-to-face interaction. But, you know, we're still managing to get a lot of work done. But it's really proceeding. We are wrapping up the end of the school year. Tomorrow will be our last day for our digital learning platform with students. And so students and teachers will be wrapping up their curriculum and coursework, and we'll be starting to get the technology back from our students. We'll use the reverse of the same process that we use to check out technology. We won't be having a lot of students in the building. They'll just have like a curbside service to drop that off. Be having some end of the year wrap-up activities with our students. Friday, yes, tomorrow will be a virtual graduation for our share students, since we can't convene together as a group. And I know graduations are always some of our favorite activities, but unfortunately we just can't safely manage to do that. And those are definitely a standing room only event typically at Pioneer Tech. So we're gonna do our best to commemorate the occasion and recognize our students for their accomplishments. Tomorrow will be the first of our recognition ceremonies, and we're gonna work on how does that proceed with some of our other award recognitions, recognizing the completers. Would like to recognize our NTHS recipients and guaranteed graduates. And so we're in the process of figuring out exactly how we can do that. We won't have a lot of our completion statistics for students until after tomorrow's, students' grades have been turned in and all of that finalized. So.
And what's the first one going to look like, the virtual? I mean, how do you have that? Are you just going to broadcast to them at home?
They'll have a link that they can participate.
Okay.
We'll have it on Facebook or YouTube.
Okay.
We'll have it on YouTube, and we'll just kind of go through an order of events like a normal graduation and recognize our students, and they'll show some video stuff that they've prepared. But Then we will hand deliver some of the items that we typically provide to the students. They usually do a little, it's a canvas wrapped photo of the share class, and
Yeah.
they have some other little commemoratives that they
Cool.
provide to the students. So those will be hand delivered. After.
And how many graduates are there?
You know what?
in this class?
I didn't write that down.
That's all right.
I
That's
didn't write that down.
curious.
There's 23.
Do you think there's 23? Yeah, and I don't have my agenda in front of me because they're all listed, but I didn't specifically count. So, you know, within the years that we've done the share program, we've graduated over 600 students now. So
Wow.
that's an amazing accomplishment. And in a lot of cases, our graduating class for share is, you know, right up there with some of the graduating class members of our partner districts.
Mhm.
And in some
Wow.
cases, more than some of our partner districts.
Wow.
So anyway, we're
Great.
thankful to have been able to successfully deliver the end of the year digital delivery. And I know our teachers have done a fantastic job of making that work. We were talking, Kayla and I, with a lady for capturing kids' hearts. And we were talking to them about what kind of professional development they might have, because it's all about building relationships. Well, if you don't have the face-to-face connection, how do you build relationships with students? And as we were thinking about next year, if there were a possibility that we would have to begin with a digital platform, are there some resources that they have identified to help with that? And, you know, she mentioned, it's just been amazing to me that most have basically created a whole new school in about 10 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's realistic. And our teachers did a fantastic job with that. And they're very resilient, very flexible and resourceful. And I just am extremely proud of what we've been able to accomplish. I am really excited, however, that with the beginning of phase 2, we're going to be able to start doing a little bit more of our normal operations. Starting actually Saturday morning, since phase 2 will actually kick into effect May 15th. On May 16th, we're going to be able to resume some of our firefighter skills. Those have been on hold since March, and they were supposed to finish in May.
Yeah.
And so we have a partnership with Oklahoma State Fire Service, and so we will be working with them to observe all of the CDC guidelines and requirements to make certain that we can hold those skills sessions with the safety of our participants and instructors in mind. So starting May 16th, we will begin resuming some of those training pieces. And then starting May 18th, we will have the availability to bring some of our post-secondary students back to campus to complete some certification and skills requirements they need to finish up their coursework. We'll have like adult basic ed, high school equivalency. They will be trying to resume some of their work with students. Our new beginning students, they will be back. And then practical nursing will be able to bring students back in to do their online testing pieces and some simulated skills. I mentioned fire service. Welding has some skills that students need to come in and prepare for certifications. And then cosmetology students, they will probably spend one more week working on state board prep, because they will have to go down and get their state board certifications. But then they will also need to start coming back to finish their hours for their certification requirements. And then industrial tech will be back. We've got a student who is on a apprenticeship with Centerline, and we need to get that individual back in and resume some training there. And then medical assisting students will be able to resume some clinical activities in low risk environments. So that's what we're excited to be able to resume, because we've got students kind of hanging in limbo until we can get some of this stuff finished up.
Yeah.
After June 1, if we have any returning secondary students that need to finish any type of skills or certification, we would be able to start working with them if phase 3 moves in like it's supposed to.
Where's low risk clinicals?
Those would be environments not going to be in as close a direct contact with patients. It might be optometry offices, vet offices, those types of things that would count for their office clinical requirements. But we won't be going to any Alliance Health affiliated offices right now because their policy is with this COVID situation, we have to have not just an umbrella agreement with Alliance, it has to be with each individual doctor's office. And so we would have to go through and redo those contract agreements with each of them, which we will. We just don't have all of those in place yet. So we're in the process of identifying each of those other clinical opportunities for our students so they can get those certification requirements completed and they can sit for their exam. Let's see. We are in the process of preparing the disbursement for the CARES Act stimulus monies that are available to schools for our adult students. And when we were looking at the numbers, we have 85 adult students, 36 of them have completed their certifications. We had 9 who either declined because they didn't have any expenses or they just haven't completed the FAFSA. And then we have 40 more students that we're going to contact again. We've been given a lot of different pieces of guidance along the way. And initially we were going to have every student complete a FAFSA, but now we know they don't have to complete a FAFSA if they can certify that they meet the eligibility requirements to apply. And if they will provide that documentation to us, then we can disperse money to them. So we're looking at the disbursement amount being anywhere from $1,000 to about $1,200 per student. And we're going to try to resolve a small cushion of money so that if we have adult students next school year who have additional needs, we would have some additional funds to do that. We do have up to a year to spend the money, but most schools are trying to disperse it as quickly as they can because we do have students who have had expenses and have had needs during this time, and we want to try to help them out as quickly as we can.
What kind of expenses can they use it for?
The student determines the expenses. The school does not dictate what the expenses are, but it could be for housing, or it could be food, or it could be childcare. It could be a variety of things, but we do not have to certify what the expenses are that the students are using the money for.
Do they have to tell you what? No, okay.
No. So I wanted to share also with you with our MEA position, we have typically partnered with Autry. In the last couple of years, we partnered with Autry on that, but we're going to be able to bring in Northwest Tech and High Plains, the Woodward area and the Alva Fairview area, and they're going to participate with us as partners with the MEA. So that will be a 4-way split of the expenses for that position. So that'll save us some money this next year. So we were excited. And they've all heard really great things about Janet, which, helped with their decision to agree to participate. And so I'm excited. We've got one more tech center, that's Western, and she has part of their district as well. And there's a brand new superintendent coming in. So I'm going to give her a year. And then we're going to talk to Western to see if they want to participate with us too. So at some point we may have 5 of us on that, but I was excited about the for this year.
Well, is she going to be able to meet the needs of all these districts? My gosh, that's quite an area to cover.
Well, some of the districts have fewer manufacturers. We have the most manufacturers of all of the district areas, and it gets smaller. Autry's next, and then I think Western actually has quite a few. I had approached their current superintendent previously, and at that point he was not necessarily interested in participating, but I do think their new superintendent might be more amenable. So anyway, we'll see where that goes. But Janet's doing a fantastic job. She's working very effectively. And again, 2 technology centers that don't have a lot of affiliation with her have heard through their connections with their business and industry services folks and their business partners about Janet and the job she's doing. So that speaks very highly of her and the job that she's doing.
She's covering a lot of their area anyway.
That's right.
She's already
That's right.
doing that.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm
If I
brought
could
with
add-
Johnny Thornburg to Woodward one day.
It's a day trip.
Oh my, I couldn't believe that was part of.
I've really ramped up with a lot of virtual connectivity too. She does a lot of phone calls and they'll do Zoom meetings.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So, and I'm sure that with this type of format that we're getting used to, we're going to continue to see more and more of that. And that definitely cuts down on the day. If you can Zoom to a meeting instead of having to drive to Woodward, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
So
I was just going to add that, the point, like you said, Gay, is that Janet is actually already serving all those areas, but because OMA partners with us and it's a statewide thing, they don't necessarily have to partner with us. It's a testament to what Janet's doing for their clients, for them to go ahead and say it's worth, because she's going to serve them anyway.
Yeah.
It's worth them investing in. And we do, I think Western Tech is the second largest with it's Pioneer Tech first and Western Tech. And I believe Autry
Next.
and then Northwest Tech and then High Plains. But she also covers the Panhandle.
Wow.
You stay away from the panhandle.
Yeah, don't go there now.
That's right. She wants to stay out of there. So anyway, we're excited about that opportunity for the partnership, and that's going to be a good deal for next year. We've in capital planning, Mike has the HVA systems ordered. We're waiting on those to arrive so we can start scheduling when the installation will happen and coordinate with the Westward expansion. We had our pre-bid meeting yesterday, and we were able to split them into 2 different rooms. They had about 11 people signed up, and we asked them to reserve the numbers and try to only send 1 person from each company, so we didn't have so many people trying to, because normally you're going to have anywhere 30 to 40 people. And so I asked if there was a way that we could kind of have our SVPs, we'd know how many people, we could get people separated and make sure that we could be safe. And so that was what we did. And they were able to bring several people from Kyler Construction so we could have multiple rooms going. And they had several sessions so that if people wanted to come at 10, we could limit, the numbers who might all show up at 11. So that went well, and a lot of questions were answered there, so that we'll have people starting the bidding process, and then we'll have the bids opened on May 21st, and we'll do a similar situation with the bid opening and see how many people, we need to work with the room situation to make certain that we can keep people safe. So. But with all of that, that's moving forward. Our facilities and maintenance staff have continued to do a lot of the work that is in preparation for the Westward project. So we've been getting the culinary group started moving into the incubator space. We've been renovating the career center so that they can vacate the current location, which will be part of the new hallway. So it's moving. Yeah. It's moving forward, and it's exciting to get those things move forward. See.
You ought to call that project the Westward Ho.
Yes, we should. If we called it the Westward expansion, the architects kind of smirked. Let's see. Oh, I do want to mention something exciting. Stacy was selected to serve on the Association of School Business Officials International Professional Standards Committee. And Stacy does such a phenomenal job and is so knowledgeable about professional standards. It's no surprise to me that they would ask her to help serve on that international committee. So I just was proud of Stacy and wanted to show that that's something coming up for her. So with that, I will close. And if you have any questions, to answer them.
I had a friend ask me how the school was going to handle the blood drive out here.
Well, I can tell you how we.
And I thought, I don't know.
We have had several blood drives because it's one of those critical infrastructure needs that we felt like we needed to provide the opportunity for those to continue. We have allowed them to come directly in the doors. They're in between Allison's office and Angie Ogden's office on the north side. They can walk straight into the seminar center, so they're not having to go through the whole entire building. We are having them limit numbers, of course. If there were large enough numbers that they had too many people in the room, they would ask people to wait in their cars, and they would text them when it's time to come in. Okay. And so they've been sanitizing before and after and wearing masks. And so, they've been observing all of the same health protocols, but we tried to limit, direct access in and out of the building and make it as easy on them as possible.
I tried to tell him I was certain it was taken care of, but
yes.
I thought I didn't know what to tell him.
Yes, that's how we've handled it.
Good.
So, is Kale around?
Yes.
Yes, I'm in the room
Okay.
here.
Are you ready?
I am as ready as I'm ever going to get.
Okay,
I don't have a whole lot to report, so I'm just going to share some information from the biz department, just a little bit about full-time programs. I was very impressed with the report from the biz department, knowing that the majority of our staff has been working virtually or at a remote work site. So the biz team conducted 236 consultations during the month, which is very impressive, knowing that's virtual. Jana Schwabe, we talked about her earlier. She had 202 marketing contacts, so she's been extremely busy. But the most impressive thing to me is always the monthly results, where Ben Evans, Robert Howard, and Don Brakey provided technical assistance to clients, resulting in client awards or savings of approximately $5.8 million. So that's huge, knowing that that was done virtually and online. So very impressed with that. Molly, you may have something that you'd like to share as well on your biz team, but those were the highlights that were impressive to me. Of course, the marketing department, anything you'd like to share, Molly?
No, you did a great job. Thank you very much.
All right. As far as the marketing department, Terry and Angie worked to design a t-shirt to, I guess, commemorate the school year's challenges for all of our students. We're going to be determining the best process to disseminate those to all of our student body as well as our staff. So they came up with a great design, and we'll be discussing tomorrow how to best get those to our students. Of course, the instructional director team, we've been working closely with the culinary department to determine where everything is going, finding new classroom, working with the maintenance department to get that classroom facility prepped for students, as well as the biz incubator that's the culinary production kitchen, moving all of the supplies down there. So that's been a heck of an undertaking. The maintenance department as well as the culinary department is doing a great job in getting things set up. There's been a lot of work going into getting things moved around for the Westward expansion project. And the instructional directors, we've also worked with our full-time program staff for training. We have our Google Classroom that every Friday we provided a thought-provoking question to get the staff members prepared for what might be coming next school year or in the future. Questions like, what will education look like after the pandemic? We provided some online resources so that they can read and review some ideas of what education might look like in the post-pandemic world. And they respond to those. And then also, how do you reach children who've experienced trauma? So we provided articles and resources there to start talking about, okay, kids who may have experienced trauma coming back to us whenever they whenever they can come back to school, how do we reach them? How do we help them? And then this last week was how do you build a virtual classroom culture? Thinking about if we do have to maintain the online environment, where do we go from there, and how do we build that classroom culture that we're so proud of at Pioneer Tech? So we started talking about those things. The discussion also is, how do we ensure that we don't take a step back from the curriculum we've developed? How do we ensure that we keep moving forward and keep moving things online? Because online education is going to be something that we need to embrace for the coming future. So as far as the programs that'll start next week, like Tracy talked about, we've already heard all about that, but I would like to say every program that will have students on campus had to provide a health mitigation plan. In other words, what are we going to do to ensure the safety of each individual student as well as staff member? So we have those on file. And we made sure that the staff members understand that it's more than just a plan. We have to ensure that we have the first protective equipment as well as the processes in place to ensure safety. So we've got masks on order. I think we've got 2,500 masks on order. We've got digital thermometers, the no-touch thermometers to ensure that we can take temperatures as needed. And so we've got health checks, the health verifications that the students have to provide as well. So I think we are prepared to start bringing those adult students back on campus. And with time, we'll figure out processes that will help bring even more students on campus. So with that, I believe that concludes my presentation. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
I do. Where are the masks going to come from?
I have got an order in from DM Mailing. They do like an online promotional company. They say they have them in stock, so they should be on the way. I've already got the shipping tracking number, so they're on the way to.
It's an Oklahoma.
It's an Oklahoma-based company out of Edmond. And then we also ordered 500 from, I believe it's Farha, is that how to say it right?
Farha or Pocket Nurse?
I think Farha. I was gonna go with Pocket Nurse, but it ended up, they were more expensive than what I could get from the admin company.
I mean, they're not coming from China.
China
No. Well,
Not that I-
Maybe.
via Edmund.
Well, some of those places get them from
Kind of,
China.
yeah, Edmund.
It's their rejects,
Yeah, I mean,
ones that didn't work.
yeah, so.
Once people use them, threw away. You just-
Yeah, we're the origination. I don't know where they originated from.
Be a good question to ask.
I do know that we've ordered, today I put in a purchase order for 15 digital thermometers as well, knowing that we may have to do temperature checks in every one of our programs next school year. And everywhere I've checked, those are on hold.
Yep.
I saw that some were available through the same company, but as I called to try to get the purchase order in place, they were already sold out. So I put the purchase order in place and telling them that as soon as some more come available, then use that purchase order to get them on our way.
Yeah, the $15 thermometers are now 70.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're expensive, yeah.
Do the
I
ones
have
where
a couple of
Rick shines at the
Mercuries.
wall work? Do the ones Rick shines at our windows work to see what the temperature is of the glass?
That would be great. So I don't know.
We tried
We're
that.
Just walking around shining it on my forehead.
It wasn't exactly
I don't-
In the fire service program, we've got those infrared, heat sensors, and we tried those as well. And I didn't think they got down low enough as far as
Yeah.
body temperature to be accurate enough. So we're taking steps to keep people safe.
Okay, thanks, Cal. Agenda item number 8, discussion and vote to approve or not approve a contract with the Gooden Group, Inc. to serve as the consultant for a joint marketing and public relations initiative involving multiple technology center districts.
I move for approval.
Okay.
There you go.
Second.
There you go.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the contract with the Gooden Group. Roll call, please.
Buck,
Yes.
Norris,
Yes.
Rigdon,
Yes,
Rothgeb,
Yes.
Solick.
Yes.
Agenda item number 9, discussion and vote to approve or not approve a contract with Statewide Marketing Cooperative Agreement for fiscal year 21.
And that's similar to the Gooden Group.
Another-
Right. Okay.
I was going to say it's another routine matter
Yes, it is.
that we approve every year. So I move for approval.
Second.
And let-
It's been moved and seconded to approve the contract with the Statewide Marketing Cooperative Agreement for fiscal year 21. Roll call, please.
Buck,
Yes.
Norris,
Yes.
Rigdon,
Yes,
Rothgeb,
Yes.
Solick.
Yes.
Agenda item number 10, discussion and vote to approve or not approve a resolution for schools and libraries, universal services E-rate for 2021. This resolution authorizes filing of the Form 471 applicants for funding year 2021 and the payment of the applicant's share upon approval of funding and receipt of services.
Okay, with that one, this is also something we participated in for the last number of years. The total amount that our internet would cost us is $27,240. With the E-rate savings, they will pay $21,792 of that, and our portion would only be $5,448. So it's an 80% cost savings for us.
And that's comparable to what we've gotten in the past.
Yes, it is. So.
I make a motion to approve the resolution for schools and libraries universal services E-rate for 2021.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the resolution for schools and libraries Universal Services E-rate for 2021, the resolution authorizing filing of the Form 471 application for funding 2021, and the payment of the applicant's share upon approval of funding and receipt of services. Roll call, please.
Buck,
Yes.
Norris,
Yes.
Rigdon,
Yes,
Rothgeb,
Yes.
Solid.
Yes.
Agenda item number 11, discussion and vote to approve or not approve individuals on part-time and temporary employment contracts and addenda to contracts as listed on Appendix A.
Did we skip 11?
We skipped one, Larry. We skipped item 11.
That is item 11 on my agenda.
Uh-oh.
Well, we set a second one.
Oh, I did this the other day, so, okay.
Okay, so
I don't know.
the new item 11 is a discussion of potential special board meeting date to approve the Westward expansion bid. There's nothing to vote on. I just wanted an opportunity to ask you all to look at your calendars to see the bid opening will be on the 21st. And then if you looked at the week after or the week of Memorial Day, the 26th through the 29th, is there a date that would work better for you? If we were to schedule a special board meeting for that, they would like us to go ahead and get the bids approved so that they could start in June on the project prior to our June board meeting.
Well, that's the week following Memorial Day holiday.
It's the week of the Memorial Day holiday.
Monday is,
Yes.
25th. and
Yeah.
then
right, the week after, yeah.
So
next
is there
four.
a date? The 26th is a Tuesday. Do you have a day preference that works better for you?
Tuesday night, I wouldn't be available.
Okay. So would a Thursday work again for you all?
Works for
Mary, is there a time that works best for you?
probably 6 would be better for me.
Okay, so 6 o'clock on Thursday, the 28th.
Is that okay with everyone else?
Yep.
It's fine.
Okay,
Okay,
then I will,
thank you.
I will get that arranged.
That's Thursday, May the 28th
Yes.
at 6 o'clock. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So I'm confused, Tracy. So would I have gotten, how would I have known that agenda changed?
That's probably my fault because when we were redoing that, I asked Allison to put this item on just for us to discuss, and I probably should have notified you that we added it.
I mean, it's no big deal. My
Yeah,
feelings aren't, but I just wondered how I missed that.
Yeah,
So,
no, and I mean, and you would have gotten the new posting, but we didn't alert you that the agenda changed. So that, I apologize for that.
I hadn't planned on using it because I just felt like it works better. So for me,
Yes, yes,
So-
yeah. We hear you a lot better tonight. So I think that is working better with you not using your iPad for the assembly meeting.
very good. No problems. But so back. So what number are we on? So is it?
We're on 12 now.
Yeah.
11 for you.
Number. Okay. So 12. It's a discussion and vote to approve or not approve individuals on part-time and temporary employment contracts and addenda to contracts as listed on Appendix A.
I'd move to approve the individuals on the part-time and temporary employment contracts and addenda to contracts as listed on Appendix A.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve individuals on part-time and temporary employment contracts on addenda to contracts as listed on Appendix A. Roll call, please.
Buck,
Yes.
Norris,
Yes.
Rigdon,
Yes,
Rothgeb.
Yes.
Solid.
Yes.
Agenda item 13, discussion and vote to approve or not approve purchases over $10,000 as listed on Appendix B.
This item is an E-rate item that was actually approved for us in our last year's application, and we're to the point where we're ready to order it. This is going to include some switches and a power supply for our Aruba system, and the total of it is $47,000. We have to pay for that up front, and then E-rate will pay us 80% of that back.
Really?
Yes.
Good for them.
No, we appreciate E-rate.
Great.
And this evidently is the only source for this equipment?
Yes, it was the only quote we received.
Interesting.
Scott is on the line if you have any technical questions.
Yeah. How those things work? I would make a motion to approve the purchase on Appendix B for the E-rate computer servers from MNJ Technologies Direct, Inc. for $47,088.
Second,
Pick Mary up.
that's all right.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve purchases over $10,000 as listed on Appendix B. Roll call, please.
Buck,
Yes.
North,
Yes?
Rigdon,
Yes,
Rothko,
Yes.
Solid.
Yes.
Agenda item number 14, proposed executive session to discuss contract renewals for employees listed on Appendix C.
I move we convene an executive session.
Second.
Do we have to do something
Okay,
special?
I don't know how, but
Okay, we will, you don't have to stop what you're doing on the Zoom meeting. Terry will temporarily pause us on the Zoom meeting and we will convene to another room and I will contact you and we will have a conference call.
okay,
Okay?
we need a roll call.
Yes.
We need a vote.
Yes.
Yeah.
Buck,
Yes.
North,
Yes.
Rigdon,
Yes,
Rothko,
Yes.
Solid.
Yes. Be nice.
And I have it at 6:06 PM.
Gary will put yours on speakerphone, so we don't need ours.
No.
Got to get pretty early, get ahead of me, I'll tell you.
voicemail.
Mary, are you there?
I'm here, but. Can hear you.
Are you on your phone for the Zoom meeting?
No, am I supposed to be on my phone?
I'm gonna call your phone.
Tracy's trying to call your phone, but it keeps going to straight to voicemail.
All right, will you call me on my home phone? Can I give you that number?
Yes?
Do you have to see me?
No.
Okay, my phone number is 580. Oh, it says out of range. Oh my gosh. I may not be able to attend. My cell phone's dead. My other phone looks dead. Can I just listen?
No, we can't do it on this because that's public.
Okay, well, disconnect me and just go with the 4 that you have.
Okay.
Sorry.
Mary, can you just plug in your phone?
Larry's saying just plug in your phone.
My phone is plugged in, but it's still at
Oh, no,
still pretty pitiful.
so low on battery.
Yeah, my battery's too low to pick it up.
Okay. Well,
I won't mind. Is that a problem?
I think that's going to be okay. Tracy's heading that direction to meet with the other board members.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, but if that's not too big a problem, because otherwise you'll have to wait till I can recharge this, but I've had it plugged in. It's psycho.
You have Tracy's cell phone number. If you start getting battery charge, you might give Tracy a call.
Yeah.
Okay.
At some point.
Okay.
Thank you, Mary.
Okay, I can see you now. Now, I can't hear you.
How about now?
There we go. I can hear you now.
We're back, Mary. Is your video on?
Thank you. Okay, a minute.
There you
That was
are.
quick.
Yes.
There you are.
That was yes.
Okay, I'm back. Can you hear me?
We don't hear you.
Okay, I would like to acknowledge the return.
You don't hear me?
Huh?
Yes.
Yes,
We can
we hear you.
I'd like to acknowledge the return to of the board to open session. It is 6:26. The board entered into executive session at 6:06 p.m. to discuss the contract renewals for employees listed on Appendix C. Those present in executive session were Larry Buck, board member Gay Norris, board member JD Solik, and board member Tracy Thorpe. Olga Rothgeb's not on this, but on this page, but she was there. No action was taken by the Board of Education. The board returned to open session at 6:26.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, so we're on agenda item number 18. Am I tracking right? Vote to approve
Yes.
or not approve contract renewals for employees listed on Appendix C.
Make a motion to approve the renewals for employees listed on Appendix C, instructors and facilitators.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the contract renewals for employees listed on Appendix C. Roll call, please.
Buck,
Yes?
Norris,
Yes.
Rigdon,
Yes.
Rothgeb,
Yes.
Solik,
Yes.
no, I didn't take public comment.
No.
We don't have any
We don't
public
have any.
anyway. We never do.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello, I said item number 19, new business?
I'm sorry, we do not
There was
have
a
any
side-
new
there was a
business.
side note. All right. Item number 20, public comment.
No.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, and item number 21, motion to adjourn. We need a roll call for that.
You can just adjourn the
We can't
meeting.
adjourn the meeting.
I thought we had to do
We have
a
to
roll
vote on
call.
No. We don't.
We don't do that anymore.
Okay, we did last month, but okay. Let's adjourn. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Larry.